I'm having a good time.
Damn, like, I don't know, man. Are you Psy right now, or is like?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's me. It's me.
Yeah.
It's me. I always speak in third person. That's what
Yeah,
all normal
we got
people
got some like exorcist stuff going on.
What a whack person to possess.
Turning your head.
Like, wait, can I? No, I'm not flexible. And I was just telling you off mic how I turn my back out using a toilet, which is a wild way to injure yourself. Anyway, so starting off this match, we have Hummus, and we're going to have Hummus against Hindsight. I see we've got Me Sword and we got Rob.
Yeah, this should be a pretty interesting matchup. Me-Sword, again, just a weird character. Can oddly do really well against a bunch of the cast, but then also just gets absolutely massacred by a lot of the cast. But I think this is a good character to lead off with.
There's a school of thought where, like, Me-Sword is better than we think, but not as good as Me-Sword players think Me-Sword. So, like, solid.
Yeah.
I don't ever see Me-Sword in, like, a top 8, but Me-Sword, I do see making, like, an upset, you know, somewhere, you know, like, late pools. You know, that kind of area. So,
yeah, no,
a character you can't fully sleep on. Mainly Tornado is just, honestly, it is an extremely good projectile. It leads to pretty much his whole kit, it feels like, or if not, like, all the most dangerous parts. It sets up for, like, a lot of high damage, great pressure. It's pretty safe at, you know, mid-range. It's a strong tool that he has that everyone has to, like, respect, no matter, like, how top tier of a character he's playing.
Exactly.
As we're seeing right now. Oh, but Hindsight is a little bit off when it comes to time of these confirms. Still clean it up with that back air, though, and only taking 73%, which is not too bad. He's not in, like, a range where Rob is going to get, like, any guaranteed kills or anything just yet. He can still throw in a lot of extra pressure with these projectiles.
And this is where Me-Sword fighters are going to make a lot of their money, man, against these characters who just aren't, like, they don't have the speed to necessarily get in. And even then, like, most Robs, you know, they try to play around with the laser and the gyro a little bit. And you can tell Hummus, or actually not Hummus, Hindsight has a lot of practice in the matchup. They're waiting, they're taking their time. They're using their magic bounce, I believe that's what it's called. Something like that, the reflector. They're pushing a lot of these projectiles right back and using that tornado, like you mentioned, to create some pretty good pressure. But we're seeing Hummus starting to get a little bit of damage on here, see if they can find a way to close out the stock. But man, 67 already? Ugh.
Yeah, honestly, even just staying at this mid-range, like, I think the most dangerous tool, and we saw it already in the stock, is stuff like down tilt, like we're seeing right now. But as long as Hummus continues to stay in that mid-range, just kind of like trading with these projectiles, he's gonna be advantageous for most of the time. Of course, since this is a crew battle and not like a traditional match, you know, you don't want to keep things too close. And that's why crew battles are like my favorite format to watch in the game, because everybody has to play like a little bit differently. Like, no one's gonna go for like a suicide kill. No one's gonna like press advantage crazy hard, because those stocks are more valuable than gold, and you can't make any like extra mistakes, you know, because your entire team needs you to play as conservatively as you can.
Exactly. Yeah. There's definitely a different play style all around. A lot of these projectile characters, you know, the characters that can be really lame, they tend to be a lot stronger because, you know, they're playing for a team, right? Being lame is honestly encouraged.
Right,
exactly. In this type of format.
You need the most egregious stuff you can do.
Exactly.
Preserve those shots.
Oh,
ooh, we got the jab block coming in. Ooh, optimized jab block combos coming in too. I've never watched Me-Sword get a jab block, but now I know that ring projectile can add a ton of extra damage, and I think it's gonna push that combo even a little bit further.
Yeah, I'm definitely familiar with the Me-Sword. We got one up in North Dakota, Eric, who's yeah, he's absolute legend. I mean, I'm not up in North Dakota anymore, but that kid can absolutely play. I've learned a lot about the matchup just watching him and playing against him. Character does have a lot of high damage stuff. Oh, why did he wait?
I think I can't necessarily get in this player's head, but that was a couple of moments, just like he had earlier, where he could have got the confirm but wasn't 100% sure, and it seems like he played rather not to risk it. And again, if that's to preserve his stock, I get it. But then there's situations like that with the tornado where I'm like, I'm pretty sure the up air is just free. Either way.
Wow. I don't know if that DI was. Yeah, I don't know if that DI was bad or not, because I don't know. He just kind of kept going.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure either. And Rob isn't light, so even if that back air is good, that's coast to coast. So
yeah, no, It is a good backer because as we can see in that first stock, that's how they took the first stock from the Rob. But now, man, this character is definitely pretty solid. But you know, you do got to hand it to Hummus here. If you can't, like, to start off a crew battle, if you can't take the first 3 stocks, if you can at least get your opponent down to 1, it's a pretty solid start for not just you but your team. So
for sure,
good stuff all around.
And that's really what's most important. Like, even if you're getting like absolutely like you're losing the neutral hard, the percents are like really wildly in the other person's favor, as long as you give them that 1 stock, the other person come in and clean up real fast. I also think it's important for him to get to that 1 stock because this is Me Sword, which is a character that very few people are familiar with. So maybe the person after him can be like, oh, I got to fight a Me Sword. All right, let me try to figure out what I know about Me Sword fighter, because you just don't see him that often. So I think it was a very good start for their crew to throw a not very common character out at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out. I mean, who knows? If they can at least take 1 more stock, then they're really doing their job here.
Absolutely.
Which is huge. I mean, if 3 stocks, great. 4 stocks? That's pretty nice.
Let me ask you, Skiff. Have you ever played in any crew battles IRL? Just purely out of curiosity's sake.
I've watched crew battles IRL plenty of times. One of my favorite ones was I actually went to Big House 6 and I did nothing but watch Melee all that weekend, and that was one of the sickest crew battles I've ever watched, just the whole tournament in general. I think it came down to SoCal taking on Europe, and man, that was a treat.
That's a good way to spend a weekend for sure.
Oh yeah, dude, it was like a completely different energy. The crowd like is just super into it, man. You could it built so many storylines going into like the singles bracket too. It was really nice, man. I absolutely love crew battles.
Yeah, they're literally my favorite. We've done a lot of them down in Ohio because my group of friends, we're, not really a crew, but a crew, air quotes. But like we've done a lot of crew battles against other groups, and we'll, even if there's like, in the before times we can do stuff. If there was like 12 of us, we'd be like, hey, crews right now, everybody start picking. I just love crews. It is the most fun way to play. No one ever really gets timed out. Generally, there's a rule where like the timer is set to like 99 minutes. It's not always true, but most of the time the timer is extended, so nobody even can pretend to time you out. But just the feeling of having all of your friends cheering for you at the same time, like, and all your friends are always supporting, like that just feels great. That's just super fun. It makes the crowd, like you were saying, super duper electric because everyone's being so loud at the setup. You have to know what's going on, So,
yeah, it's just like a different mentality in general. Like, it's not like, hey, if you lose your 3 stocks, like you're out of the tournament. It carries a different energy. Like, as long as you're able to do whatever, and even if you don't do your best, like there's the whole team aspect, so the team's together and the whole strategy thing. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite format. It is the most time-consuming format, which is why you don't see them in very many tournaments, unfortunately. But yeah, they're so fun, and we play a lot of them. I think I've only ever lost maybe 2 crew battles. Neither one was my fault.
Hot shot!
But I'm very confident that neither one was my fault. One is that I was subbing in like as of the night before to play on like somebody else's crew, and they made me fight Colonies. I was like, all right, I'm trying. He had like, Colonies and Youngling. I took like the 1 stock that he had. I was like, hey, I did my job. I don't know why you guys made me fight Colonies. He just beat MVD. I don't know what you think I'm supposed to do here. But like,
oh, seriously?
So
that's the thing is like sometimes there's players who are just like a completely different caliber of player when it comes to crew battles. Like, absolutely. And it's not like to take away like one of the most like recent examples or big examples of like a different level of crew battle. We go back to Let's Make Big Moves, right? Or Let's Make Bigger Moves. It was Tri-State versus the World. And at the end, man, everybody was a believer in Mr. E, right? I mean, he didn't end up closing it out, but like Mr. E was like an entirely different person. I don't remember how he did in the singles bracket, but he walked out a legend from crews. Like, he played at a completely like astronomically different level, and like it's like there's a bigger sense of pride to it. So it's definitely a lot of fun. Definitely.
Oh yeah, it definitely is, and it's. I think everyone should experience playing in a crew battle IRL at least once, just because, one, the pride that comes from playing in it is different, but also it's not like you're gonna lose off in the corner, be like, oh, so cheated, blah blah blah, this happened, whatever. Like everyone's watching, so you're playing with a little bit more pressure than you might normally be. Exactly. And I think it's good to kind of like inundate yourself with that level of pressure and just start practicing getting used to that. Because let's say you go to a tournament and you end up on stage, you know, trying to get out of pools or whatever else, and you know there's a crowd, whether they're really paying attention or not, you will at least have had some experience like being yelled at in the crowd. I also used to be a Marvel player, so there's nothing a Smash crowd would say to me like that is ever worse than anything a Marvel vs. Capcom player or a DBZ player.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was an entirely different
God,
I don't know. Dude, that had a different energy entirely, man. That game was insane.
All right, so all right, you got Smash Bros. Coming in against Hindsight here. Lucas, Me Sword Fighter. I feel like this is a pretty smart choice on their place to like clean up the first stock. Lucas has a lot of explosive potential, especially if you're not comfortable in the matchup. He's got a lot of crazy strings when it comes to like Nair, Dare. He can really catch you off guard with a lot of stuff. And if he continues to kind of play patient, I think he has a pretty good shot at taking the stock first before Hindsight takes it.
Exactly. And a big part of taking that first. Ooh, no, he's dead now. Okay. Damn. All right.
That was okay.
I mean, hey, now we know why they put in Smash Bros. Yeah, he cleaned that stock up real quick.
That was so fast.
Yeah, that was really fast. Really well done too. But one of the things I wanted to kind of point out here is, so one of the biggest benefits about making sure that you take the first 3 stocks in a crew battle, right? Mm-hmm. Is so they were only able to take 3 stocks. Smash Bros came in able to even it up entirely. But even though it's even, the problem here now is that Grunted Renegades has, was it Grunted Renegades? Yeah, Grunted Renegades has an entire counter pick at their disposal. Like this Lucas, they're locked into Lucas, and it's whatever stage Grunted Renegades wants to go to, whatever player they want to go to. And man, Lucas has some bad matchups, and Grunted Renegades could definitely take advantage of that right now.
That's very true, and that's one thing that's interesting about the crew battle meta when it comes to how we're doing it online. The crews themselves have way bigger pools of people they can pull from. Whereas, like, if you were doing an online IRL thing, it's like you have your 5 friends and that's it. You can kind of pick amongst those 5 or whatever. Here, if your crew is rolling like 28 people deep, hey, who beats Lucas? Like, you have that option to just like yell out for whoever's gonna like have the most in that matchup. And Lucas is definitely a character that can, like, if he's being hard counterpicked, can definitely really struggle. Debatably, maybe even more than Me Sword Fighter. I feel like Me Sword Fighter's matchup spread is probably not as volatile as a character like Lucas, but I mean, like the super obnoxious counters like Rosa, for example, like they're not nearly as common. So I don't know, yeah, but you're right. They can definitely counterpick a Lucas pretty hard. So it's gonna take some pretty good decision making to make sure that this all works out.
For sure. So I'm actually looking through their crew right now. So for those unaware, Grunted Renegades is actually a combination of Grunt Gang and Tainted Renegades, 2 of the top crews over in the Smash crew server and just online crews in general. So they got a few people who they can really go through here. Like they got Lights, Ling, Jake, Pokelam, Hydra, Frog, I think the Mighty Dialga as well, Pelu, Quid, Stroder, Syrup, Yanni. Like they roll deep. Like there's so many big players in here. So
yeah,
they have it's a lot of people who can play multiple characters too. Like Hydra, I think Hydra can play like half the cast at a higher level. And I mean, they got Base Mage in here. So even if like you got a person who's like, if you have a team and no one really knows how to fight a Jigglypuff, you got to go against Base Mage, who's probably the best Jigglypuff.
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
That's really tough. So they got anyway. But the point is that they got a lot of counter picks here to go into this. I don't know who they're gonna go with because like there's just so much. Oh, I forgot they have Didi as well.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
This has nothing to do with the crew battle, but I have been fortunate or unfortunate enough to run into Didi so many times on quick play, and I'm tired of being abused.
Dude,
leave me alone.
I only do quick play when I got like no friends to play with, and then as soon as I find someone to play with, I'm like, hey man, please save me from this.
No, you're right. You're totally right.
Oh man, I don't mind playing online tournaments. it's hit or miss, but just playing online with friends, man, I have a good time every time.
See, I'm lucky enough where like my local scene is my friends from my local scene are very close to where I live physically, and half of us have been vaccinated. So we are kind of just doing our like regular grind session a couple times a week. So if I'm playing on quick play, I'm just like, I am so bored, whatever. I'll just goof around and learn a character. And then you run into DD, you're like, I could be reading a book. I could be doing anything else in the world other than getting body bagged this hard in my living room.
Right. Because then, like, the problem is like, now you got all this bad energy in your living room, and like, we're up here to go hang out, you know?
Exactly.
All right, well, here we go. We're going to be putting in Fluffy Buns, going with the Yoshi. This should be very interesting. I don't know exactly how Yoshi does against, you know, the PK boys or whatever, but Yoshi generally can really body some people, man. Like, it's
I think so. I don't think it's that much of a stretch to consider Yoshi, like, a high tier. Like, maybe, like, low end of high tier, but I don't think it's that much of a stretch. I think this character is very, very good. Kind of underutilized in the meta, but still very scary overall.
Yeah, I mean,
He's just got a lot of, like, really crazy, just generally useful tools.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really good representation for him, too. Like, shout-outs to Suarez. We have J Mafia recently really putting on a show. I mean, we got the legend, Ron, who is number 50 on the PGR on version 2.
Hey, you know, that's solid red. Ooh, I have never seen that in my life.
Yeah, drag down back air is a thing, and it just pops into stuff like that. Like, you're absolutely right. I don't think it's a stretch. I think Yoshi's like at least mid to possibly even the higher end of high tier. I don't think he's a top tier character. Does have a few like real struggles, real big flaws, but this character, man, can put down so much damage, has great kill power, great mobility as well, man. The aerial drift is insane.
And on that exact subject, when we talk about characters who just have like very little disadvantage, you know, like Game & Watch or, you know, whoever, like, Yoshi's on that list too. And people really don't ever consider how good Yoshi is at getting out of disadvantage. Like, just mashing double jump in air just eliminates so many problems. Finds so many holes in combos. You know, you can't poke his shield. He's hard to gimp for, like, weird reasons. Like, he's just really good. Speaking of really good, so far, Smash Bros. Has not taken that first off of Fluffy Buns, and Fluffy Buns is in a really good position to take the second, because he's already at 94%.
Exactly. I mean, we'll definitely see if Smash Bros. Is able to start figuring something out here. I mean, does have Fluffy Buns at 143, so you know that Lucas does have some decent moves, like forward tilt actually pretty strong. Yo, put out a whole egg there. Just scrambled them, man. That was crazy.
Okay, so Grunted Renegades is starting to come away with a little bit of a lead in this crew battle here. If Fluffy Buns can take this third stock, that's going to be like really huge for them. Just because Yoshi is, again, I think Yoshi's really good, but he's also fairly heavy and kind of hard to kill. So even if Smash Bros. Does take this first stock, he's going to be kind of hard pressed to take two.
I mean,
back to back.
There's definitely a chance that Fluffy Buns just takes all 3 stocks here.
Look at that!
Okay.
Like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, most people would have died right there from that F tilt.
Exactly.
You know, able to live through it.
Yep. I mean, that's that double jump armor. It's real sweet. I mean, you know, it's kind of fair. Oh, that's it? Is that it? No, he's gonna make it back.
Great response from Smash Bros. Too, because a lot of people would have panicked in that situation. But good work from him. I think Fluffy Buns is trying to either absorb the PK Thunder 1 or maybe even just like egg him, but good response to pressure from Smash Bros. One last chance here. Maybe he can clean up another stock to get something wild, but it's looking really good for Grunted Renegades at the moment.
Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. We're going to see that forward tilt. Just put out a little bit of damage. Yep, that's going to be it. That is rough, but Fluffy Buns coming out here, putting on a show and taking 3 stocks, only losing 1, putting Grunted Renegades up on a nice little lead here. So, I mean, came in, did their job, took 3 stocks, probably going to take 2 more or at least 1 more going into this next one, depending on who they send in. I know Yoshi can really struggle against characters with strong disjoints. I know Cloud is a struggle, but like Crom is like, if this team has a Crom, like a good Crom, like Fluffy Buns is in trouble.
I'm really happy with what I've seen from Fluffy Buns because I didn't know drag down bear up air was a thing. And I guess, yeah, you can technically tech it if you're ready for it, but back air, it just has multiple hits, and the last hit of back air has like pretty good knockback, so you don't want to just, you know, go for something wild trying to get out of it. Like, that's a pretty good option that I didn't even know Yoshi really had.
Right. Oh man, yeah. So I'm looking through the bracket, not the bracket. Excuse me. I'm actually not super familiar with Video Game Life Sentence. They're doing a pretty good job. I mean, especially against Grunted Renegades, who potentially the best crew. I mean, just kind of look, doing a quick little look at their roster here. But I mean, yeah, this could be tough trying to get a good counter pick here. Like you mentioned, Yoshi's kind of a tough character to counter pick against. Got a lot of great tools. Can combat pretty well. It's just see if Video Game Life Sentence has something in the gas tank or
and
just some counter pick, man.
Something, or even just like a generic top tier. Just because I feel like Yoshi's matchup spread against like the top tiers just isn't that great.
Right.
It's not terrible, but it's probably one of the few things that's like kind of like gatekeeping him in high tier a little bit. Is just like, Palu's so scary, Joker's scary, Pika's scary, Peach maybe, but there's just a lot of those top tiers that can really kind of just keep Yoshi at bay, as they say.
Exactly.
But yeah, good stuff either way. And I definitely think that Smash Bros is doing a good job as best he could. It was just very, very hard for him to secure those stocks. Even at those higher percents, having Fluffy Buns armoring through that F tilt, like, it's just one of those things where, I couldn't take the stock, let me run back in again. And Yoshi's such a good character, just racking up damage. You can't necessarily like make decisions that way.
No, I get you. But yeah, we're gonna be waiting to see who VGLS is gonna be putting in here next. I mean, Grunted Renegades again only had 17 to 15. It's not too bad yet, but I mean, if Video Game Life Sentence doesn't make a good counter pick here, it could get a lot worse. Grunted Renegades runs deep. They got a lot of great talent beneath them. But before we actually get to that, let's actually talk about some of our sponsors here real quick. It might take a little while. So first things first, let's talk about 2GG. 2GG, I think you guys know them. I know them. Everybody should know them, man. If you've seen the sagas, the Final Saga, the Congo Saga, that's these guys right here. Not only that, but they run MSM. MSM is currently running online as well every Monday. Free to enter. North America only. Starts at 5 p.m. PST. That's 8 p.m. Right? 8 p.m. EST? Yeah. But yeah, definitely check them out. Support these guys. They're really big. They're really big organization within our scene. They do a lot for the scene in general, so it's always good to support these guys.
Yeah, and even when it's not necessarily an online event, offline, of course, as you mentioned with the sagas, they've done so much. They had a tour set up. They dropped by Ohio a couple of times. I've had the pleasure of meeting with some of those people and working with some of those people. Super great team. Hey, maybe by the end of the year, we might be able to see some more stuff IRL. Who knows how the year's going to go down. But definitely give 2GG a follow and keep an eye out for MSM. Tons of great players into those on a regular basis. So much content has been produced just from MSM alone. Definitely give them a shout out. Give them a look.
For sure. And actually, we're also going to go right into ANG Esports. Actually, one of the orgs that helped me get my jump into commentary. Part of the reason why I'm where I'm at, man. Shout out to Grumpy Gamer G, an absolute homie. But yeah, these guys do a lot. Smash Bros, Rivals Aether, Brawlhalla, Rocket League, you name it, man. If there's a competitive scene, they're probably running tournaments for it. Make sure you check out their socials there. But yeah, straight out of Smashville every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's a constant tournament run by these guys, and they get some pretty good names going through. I believe like Yossi and a Coward. They run through pretty often. You guys might have seen Cytonics runs through there, actually a part of ANG as well. I believe they're competing. They competed against Kamater Fan Club today, which is the All We Fit crew, which is I don't know who won, but
Fit crew?
All We Fit crew. They took every good We Fit, and then there's another one. It's I forgot what their name is, but they're all Robins. Is it Grimleal? All right. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, check out ANG. Really big. Put a lot out for the community every Sunday, straight out of Smashville. And they also help do other things too. Like if you've seen the Online Olympus, these guys are a very big supporter of that. I think they generally run the whole thing, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, shouts to ANG. Make sure you follow them.
Yeah, and while we're talking about people to shout out, of course, there's always Smash Oasis. They are an organization dedicated to creating tournaments in not only the Middle East, not only Europe, but even further than that. We always want to make sure that Smash is still growing and thriving internationally. We never want to be scoped to just our country's version of the metagame. It's great to see it in other places, so check them out. Also, always shout out MetaView. Download the MetaView app if you can. It's got regular highlights that are updated on the MetaView app from Smash, Street Fighter, DBZ, all your favorite games. I think pretty much most of the fighting games, if there's any like cool events, clips, or anything else is being submitted or floating around the internet, you can find them first on the MetaView app. So definitely give them a look.
For sure, for sure. I mean, and also MetaView's just like super dope, man. They run Get Clipped. That we just had that this past Saturday. They put a whole bunch of money into the scene, and all they want is for you to download their app. That's all they want, man.
That's it.
Yeah, it's like $500 a month that they throw into Smash Bros. Alone. That's awesome.
And they're quality people. They're really great. Oh, yeah. I'm actually excited to see where they might turn up once IRL kind of comes back too, because I'm pretty sure MetaView has only been officially out there for a couple of months, right? Like they're like new with what they're doing, I think.
I think it's like 3 or 4 months now, maybe 5. But it's been a thing building up for a hot minute.
So relatively compared to like VGBC and like 2GG, right, they're newer. So I'm excited to see where they end up spreading the roots out when things come back to real life. But we got Lyle McIntosh coming in with Little Mac. Fluffy Buns is going to have 2 stocks. Lyle's got 3. And let's see if he can clean some stuff up here for VGLS.
Yeah, you know how you beat a character with double jump armor? You throw out a character with armor on their smash attacks.
Yes, this will be a degenerate match. I am confident.
You know, only just that, but like Little Mac has a lot of ground speed, crazy kill power. Does tend to struggle in the air, but you know what? A lot of Little Macs, they have no problem with platforms for this. Like obviously, it's not the best, but they're not scared to get up there.
And I've been checking out some Little Mac videos lately on Twitter, like his combo videos, and I'm starting to see people go for like double nair up B and like weird aerial exchanges I never expected to see. So the Little Mac meta is definitely growing and changing.
For sure. I mean, definitely one that's been making a lot of noise lately is Peanut. I forget where they're from, but they're absolutely insane. Then you got, some of the old favorites like Quaz from Nebraska. I think they're number 4 too. Nebraska's stacked. Oh, there we go, taking the first stock right there.
This is the completely ideal situation for VGLS. So not only did they take that stock real quick, Fluffy Buns only died, I think, around like 120, but the explosive power of KO Punch is really, really good in crew battle, which I never thought about until we just started this.
That's the thing is in crews, like even like lower tier characters, like they're still sought after because they're weird matchups. I mean, you can generally counterpick them, but what you counterpick with the low tier characters against can be a really big problem. Like right now, we're seeing this. Like we're not gonna quite see the percentage leak quite yet, but like Lyle McIntosh could very well take this next stock here without losing a single stock, with actually even everything up at 15 apiece. Now the counterpick situation after that, that's whatever. We won't talk about that. But right now, man, Lyle is sitting pretty.
Yeah, this is a great decision. He's about 85% of the way there when it comes to KO Punch. He might not even need it. He was 1 read away from putting Fluffy Buns in a really rough situation there. And he holds in the egg, takes a lot of damage, but he does not die. And again, that's what's most important. And now he has KO Punch online. So Fluffy Buns is fully on notice. If VGLS is able to take this, then that's going to even up the entire crew battle. Fluffy Buns has to make a choice. That was really smart.
Okay.
That was really smart.
Yeah, just waited and just said, all right. I'll take this stock out of here. But there we go.
Sorry, go for it.
Wow, that's a lot of damage. It almost took a whole second stock there. And this could be just a huge turnaround for Fluffy Buns. Could potentially take 5 stocks. I think 5 stocks for their crew, which is huge.
Yeah, that's still really good. Even if he loses right now, he still took a more than solid amount of stocks to forward. There's almost every crew battle you see, there's going to be someone that takes only 1, maybe 2. So Fluffy Buns has definitely earned his work.
Let's see where it goes from here. 107 though. A dash attack won't kill, but like a smash attack from he's gonna be able to make it back. Yes, he will. Yeah, dude, Little Mac's recovery is a lot better in this game than it was in 4. It's like a lot better. It's not saying much.
For sure.
But it's a lot better than what it was.
There's definitely still angles where it's just like guaranteed death, but just being able to fight it a little bit harder by being able to use side B and up B both, and even your air dodge, it all adds up to him being kind of able to.
Oh wow!
Oh,
okay, he's not gonna kill. And the crazy thing is I think Lyle can still make it back.
The components it takes to go for a maybe suicide kill in a crew battle.
Yeah.
As Little Mac of all people, I have a lot of respect for Lyle M right now. Shout outs to Fluffy, though. I think he played it really well. One thing I want to accent, the way he took this stock in this high pressure situation was he completely took away Lyle's momentum. He stood up on that top platform and he waited. He stopped trying to force a situation. He stopped trying to pressure Lyle into a decision. He was like, I'm going to wait here. I'm going to make you play at my rhythm. And as soon as he did, he took that stock. That is something a lot of players won't do. And I think that was really cool that Fluffy showed us how well that could work.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the head. There's really nothing else to put on that. And even trying to go for it. Oh, actually, no, that was the first stock they took. But yeah, like it's a big thing. Like when your opponent is really working you over, like put down a lot of damage or taking stocks, sometimes just like backing off entirely, just let them cool off. Like it's not a bad strategy. We saw it right there. And Lyle just got a little too complacent, lost the whole stock for it. I mean, it's not the worst situation. I think going in with a little Mac is a little brave in general in any sense, but was able to do their job. Took, I think 2 stocks, right? Was it 2 stocks or 3 stocks?
Took two.
2. Okay, so took the 2 stocks they needed. Down 1 stock now, which isn't great, but we'll see what the counter pick is. And that's the thing. So the other thing to keep in mind here is that even though you go to put a counter pick in, you could have the best counter pick in the world against Lil Mac. The opponent is going to go in and be like, I just have to beat this Lil Mac. I hope I don't get hurt. Like,
right.
There's already that little mental thing going on, because who wants to lose to a low tier? It hurts a different way.
Exactly. Plus, again, KO punch is wild. Like if Lil Mac takes the first stock with KO punch, he's gonna start robbing Grunted Renegades right away.
Exactly. I mean, there's always a chance too that they're able to get like a forward smash or even a forward tilt. Lil Mac's forward tilt's gross.
Oh my god, it's insane. It's insane. It is obscene how good that forward tilt is.
It's like actually all of Lil Mac's tilts are really good. Like up tilt's probably the worst one, but even then, like it's still pretty solid. You can chain a couple of them into each other. Like down tilt, I know down tilt is really good for like some for shield poking, which can lead into like side B or potentially even a forward smash. It's gross.
And I think the other thing that was important about that was smart about them picking Little Mac and his Yoshi's like, you're not gonna shield poke Yoshi ever. It's not worth it. But boy, Little Mac sure does do a lot of shield damage. So like, you know, a down tilt to like an F smash, that shield is really hurting. So he's like, cool, I can't poke it, but I have a way better chance at breaking it than like most of the casts. So pretty good decision making.
Yeah, we'll definitely see where things play out from here. Again, Grunted Renegades holding a lead, having the counter pick as well could work out very well for them. But I mean, Lyle definitely did a hell of a job bringing it back. Down only 1 stock, they were down 2. So I mean, hey, a little bit of improvement is still improvement.
Yeah, and honestly, this crew battle's been kept really, really close. There's a lot of the crew battles I've seen IRL where like one person just gets on a hot streak, takes like 7 stocks, and all the momentum is just kind of like trapped on that team. But this is really even so far. I know Grunted Renegades has a lot of killers. I mean, when you were going through the list of people, there were like 4 different people that I could see as like the captain or the anchor of that team just by themselves. Exactly. So, you know, I think if things get, you know, dicey, they've got some really, really upper echelon talent they can pull from. You know, no shade to VGLS, obviously, but they're doing very good. They're keeping this very close.
No, for sure. I mean, again, when you're going against one of the better crews, you're doing this well already. I mean, it definitely is saying something. But like you did say, Grunted Renegades does have a couple killers that can really turn things around here. One of them is Pokelam. I've seen Pokelam in a few crew battles already. This dude is terrifying in crews. I don't know what's different about him, but like they level up to an entirely different level. They'll take like 6-7 stocks. Does not matter who they're going against. It's gross, man. And you got to think about it. Taking like 6 or 7 stocks, that means the opponent has thrown 2 counter picks at you, and neither of them worked. Like that's like demoralizing for a team entirely.
That's so demoralizing. I think that aspect of it hurts more than like the actual stocks themselves, just because that means the whole team, especially if this is IRL, they're like, oh man, get what? You know, like that's one side being like a little bit down. That's the other side probably being louder and more excited than they were before. But you know, thankfully that aspect doesn't necessarily come into play here. Either way, I'm curious who we're gonna see thrown out here.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. But yeah, last actually reminded me, one of the crew battles that we actually did before for commentary, I think it was Varsity Votes, if I remember correctly, ran by Grayola. Grayola also running this league here, the Rise Champions League, so shout out to Grayola.
We love Crayola.
Oh, absolutely, we love Crayola. Crayola's definitely the homie. But yeah, we watched PokeLam take 12 stocks.
12?
12 stocks. And not only took 12 stocks, but like the last person they were going against, I believe, was a Bowser. They shield broke him like 2 times. Just one time they pushed him across the stage, jab one them, and walked away. Like PokeLam is a different beast. I'm telling you, like it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be real bad. if they were to send him in.
Which I don't think they necessarily would. If I had to get into the Grunted Renegades head, they have their like crazy killers, but they also probably have if they're the 2 strongest crews kind of like stapled together, I'm sure they got plenty of other like really competent players that aren't necessarily like their absolute best. So anybody that would be in like their high tier range, sending them in against, a Little Mac, probably pretty good for them either way. That said, Lyle was a very good Little Mac, or is a very good Little Mac.
What did they pass away?
No, like 5 minutes ago. Like, okay, yeah, that's what the play is. Yeah, shout out to the homie. They putting him on the t-shirt right now. No, but Lyle, there's definitely a lot of Little Macs that just kind of like just run at you, throwing out tilts and just seeing what sticks. But he was really, really good about playing patient. He was allowing Fluffy to take to the skies as Yoshi as you do, and just being like, I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna chase you down. I'm not gonna overextend. I'm just gonna wait till you play this game on my terms. And he played it as well as you can, because I think Yoshi's a very good character to go out and just kind of like ruin Little Mac's day. Like one soft nair could be a stock for Little Mac.
Right.
Right. One egg, one anything.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially just how many like offstage tools that Yoshi has. Like you can go so deep, and like I swear every game that Yoshi's in, which it's all of them actually. I forgot that. Yeah. And anybody who's in the original Smash Bros. Has been in every game. But like Yoshi's up special, it's not like an amazing recovery move, but the recovery aspect for it has gotten better in every game. Like, it just gets better and better, even with the double jump. So it just allows Yoshi to be even more bold, way off stage if they really need to. And because they got the double jump, it's gonna bring them really far. And then not only do they have the up special, but you can immediately air dodge after that. So they cover so much ground.
For sure. I kind of wonder. There's so many characters that could be sent against Little Mac. I'm trying to figure out who. But
anybody?
True. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think it's necessarily a character kind of pick for Little Mac. It's who can you send in that's rock solid, like won't get flustered against Little Mac, like knows exactly how to dismantle. That's what I'd be looking for. I don't care what character you play. It's who can go in and not be like, okay, I'm gonna get shook because Little Mac forward smashed me 3 times in a row.
Which, by the way, that shakes you. It sucks. It sucks so bad. He's like the perfect character where like, I don't have to respect this character because he's bad. And then he hits you, you're like, oh, now I gotta respect this character. So the opponent is always just playing these kind of gymnastics of whether they should or shouldn't acknowledge and respect Little Mac because he's a low tier, but then it would do something where it's like, oh, this character sucks. I hate fighting this character. So it's just, it's interesting, the kind of mental battle that you're just automatically forced to be in.
Exactly.
Then again, this is also a game with like 85 characters.
Well, okay, there we go. We're going to be putting in Mark the SD King. Yeah, Mark the SD King is actually a really good Rob too. So this is going to be very, very tough. And I do got to shout out shooting that laser off, getting a completely fresh start so they can start like it's a brand new game. I actually really respect that.
Oh yeah, that was very, very kind of them to do. And a solid indicator this person has played a lot of crews before.
Because I remember a couple times, I think one of the crew battles, I think it was at a Frostbite or something, but I remember, I think it was Myron or DeBuzz. It was when Almar was still really, really good, and they would change up their Pikmin lineup so that they had like 2 purples immediately.
Wow!
Yeah, no one called them out.
See, that's the thing where I feel like you should throw them off, because even if you just keep them there, that's like a little bit extra time for them to like bloom. So just kind of get an advantage either way.
Yeah.
All right, so far pretty even. Mark the SD King is just like, hey, my character flies, and you're gonna have to deal with that. Which is, again, hard counter for Little Mac. I do like that Lyle got a hold of the gyro and has been playing, or was attempting to play a little bit of projectile game. showing Mark that he's not afraid of it. And I think that's important. Like, you want to make sure that Rob doesn't think that you're like completely terrified of gyro, or at least you're comfortable navigating around it, because it can super dominate neutral if you're not good at handling it.
Ooh. Okay, this is the game we're gonna be seeing here for a little bit. You know, Mark SD, the SD King, she's saying, listen, I don't have to play against you. You have to play against me. Like, I'm in control here. I'm setting the pace. I'm setting the tempo. You got to find your way around everything. And look at this. Just a couple projectiles here and there, building up a little bit of percentage, but we got that gyro back in Lyle's hand to see if they can do something with it.
Yeah, so far not getting any like big confirms, but you know, I definitely respect the effort. It's smart that he's throwing it up to the sky too. Even if you can't necessarily like get him on the stage, you can at least cut off a little bit of the airspace. I kind of wonder what confirms Little Mac does get out of gyro. Maybe gyro to side B. Hey, gyro to side B. All right.
I mean, I don't think the gyro hit, but like you did call it though. You did call it. You were on it.
I was like, what can he do? What can he combo with this tool? And I think that's like one of maybe two things. I thought he was gonna risk it all again.
No, not at that angle. Especially just like they would have killed Rob, but they would have lost a whole stock for it. And when you're trying to, when you're down a stock, I think it's a little more not the right play, I guess. When when you're trying to even things up. Oh, but there we go. We got KO punch on deck.
All right. Oh, okay. Just going up for the F tilt. Not gonna throw the KO punch out just yet. But that up air from Mark is going to snag that KO punch away from Lyle. Going to kind of put him in like a little bit of a tricky situation. But that F2 is going to take another stock. Lyle is doing great. He's taken 3 stocks so far.
And he's got the row. Yeah, and the crazy thing about this is just like, yeah, you are taking your time. You're doing your thing. But like... he took the first stock, right? Like, so you got to make sure that you get on top of it here. Try to figure out how to play around this. He's still not gonna take that stock of the up smash. They're definitely Mark's definitely playing this in the correct way, because again, you have to respect Little Mac. You know, he can decimate stocks in like 4 hits. So I get it, but at the same time, you got to go in at some point.
Yeah, you got to approach at some point. I don't know if Mark is necessarily playing the clock. I don't want to say that he is, but that's definitely like a. I mean, it's an option, but I don't think it's a very common crew battle option, just only but yeah, Lyle's doing a really good job. He's consistently staying around, like, the center. He's making sure that Rob's projectiles are having, like, as little effectiveness as possible. Like, he hasn't been tagged with a whole bunch of laser gyros. He hasn't really been forced into, like, any big disadvantage situations. It's just been kind of, straight hits from here and there. But that's a game you don't want to play against Little Mac, because eventually he gets that KO punch and all the pressure is on his side again.
Okay.
Oh wow! Sent it to the right side. He's slowly to recover. And still makes it in. And that was so smart. Opting to armor through the gyro. That was really, really smart.
Yeah, no, that was it was smart, but like unfortunately the arm rotor came out, and I think Lyle got a little too like jumping the gun a little too much there, and end up losing a stock, but still not looking too bad. I mean, if you're able to take a stock, if you're able to take one more stock off this Rob, you have definitely done your job.
Absolutely. A, considering how rough the matchup is, and B, the fact that he's already taken, he's taken 3, right? Pretty good spot to take the 4th as well. And I think that was one thing that I just learned. If he can up smash through Nair, that is such a big part of the way that Rob likes to land and approach, that it's gonna kind of make Mark like rethink a little bit about how he wants to land on top of Lyle if he doesn't.
Right. There we go. Oh, starting to get these projectiles, build up that percentage a little bit. 45%, it's not a lot, but it definitely can be something, because the more percentage you take, the further you'll go off stage, and that just allows Mark more time to, maybe get a cheese stock at like 60, 70.
All right, let's see if we can get back to the stage this time. This is really crucial. Oh, that back air right in the face. Just gonna outright kill. He was only at about 75. That's a strong back air.
Yeah, Lyle definitely tried, made a good attempt. Unfortunately, Mark just played the matchup really, really well. Lost a stock in the process, but you know what? Not a big deal at all, because now I believe they are up 2 stocks, which is huge going to be going forward in this, because now you got a Rob at 2 stocks. And again, Rob is one of the better characters, not just in general, but like online, really good.
Oh yeah,
really
Rob's
good.
Very good online. He has access to a lot of different ways to like zero death you, and being forced to come in, at these low percents and have so much have so much weight on your stock count is going to be pretty good for Rob's favor too. It's like, okay, Rob might, zero death you on your first stock. Yeah, whatever, play the rest of the match out. Might not happen again. But even just once in a crew battle, again, it's like, either way, shout outs to Lyle. I think he demonstrated a really, really good level of patience that's required to play Little Mac at a higher level. He didn't really seem, at least it didn't appear in his play that he was getting like frustrated with Mark kind of just taking this guy and just throwing those nairs out. Like he definitely was taking his time. He would like kind of seek in those side Bs when he would catch Mark landing. Like he definitely played that as best he could, I think. But I mean, it is what it is.
Right. It is what it is, but you know what? I mean, definitely did well. I think took 3 stocks, right?
Yeah, took 3 stocks.
Yep.
Took 3 stocks.
So I mean, you did your job. You did your job. You can't ask anything more, especially, from lower tier characters where you're like getting a counter pick on them could really be absolutely awful. Lyle did, an amazing job. There's nothing else to it, man. Just did their job. It's up to the rest of Video Game Life Sentence, though, to try to figure things out here. You've only got 4 more players left. Grunted's got 5 with, 2 stocks on the 5th player. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be interesting.
I could be mistaken, but has VGLS played like a high tier yet? I think, what do they have? They had...
No, it's been a Rob to start things off with Hummus. So we had Rob, me Sword Gunner, or me Sword Fighter, and then Lucas, Lil Mac, if I remember correctly.
Interesting.
No. Me Sword Fighter was Grunted Renegades. Excuse me.
Let's look through their roster because I would assume that some of their like bigger anchors would potentially like maybe also kind of play like some high tiers, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not seeing any names that I'm super duper familiar with, which doesn't mean anything. There's plenty of players. There's a bazillion players, so I don't have to know everybody in the game.
Exactly. There's so many. There's no way anybody's gonna know every player in this Smash community, especially when we get into this the online era. There's just so many more players who are constantly active. Like we got our heavy hitters. Like your top 32, top 64. Like if everybody was to enter one tournament, who's gonna show up. Who's who at that point. But right. There's always gonna be those players that you just don't know. And it's not even just that. Like even offline events, like you get people coming up from the woodwork, and sometimes they make good runs. Sometimes you're just there and you're like, oh, okay, this person who I'm finding out about for the first time.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Like even when we had the legendary Toast Frostbite run, like Toast had been doing pretty good in tournaments, but the people he ran through, beating Sam Sora, beating Rafi X, beating Light, like that was somebody that no one really would have had in their like fantasy top 8 bracket, but like look at how far they got. So anybody can surprise you in this game. I think, again, I know I said it earlier, but I do think most of the cast is viable. I don't necessarily know if there's a completely unviable character in this game. I think everybody's got like a little bit of something. So I'm always open to be pleasantly surprised by players I don't know. Even just today, seeing drag down Bear from Yoshi. I didn't even know that was a thing. I normally just get hit by Bear and then I die and I feel sad.
Right.
It's normally never a whole string that comes with it.
I mean, when it's a big a big move like that, like how active it is, how fast it is, and the fact that it kills, like, I mean, I get it. Like not as many Yoshis are probably working out the whole drag down stuff into it. I mean, Yoshi's just a weird character in general, anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely bane in my existence, but I'm not gonna get all personal on the timeline for no reason, Let's see. Let's check the crew battle chat. So
they are talking. We should be getting into this game soon. Looks like we're gonna be sending in Ori.
Let's see.
Don't know who Ori plays, but we're about to find out right here.
Oh, we got a Ness guy. All right, great.
Pretty good pick for going against Rob. Again, Ness is like a moving hitbox. Honestly, that's probably the best way to describe this character. And Rob does have a big body. Fairly floaty sometimes too, so I mean, is real big combo food. That's why you see Rob, even though some people think this character is top tier, struggles against characters like Bayonetta, who just eats this character up.
Oh god, yeah. And Rob is very, very lucky that Bayonetta isn't being utilized to the same amount as she was in 4. Not that she doesn't have good representation. It's just there was like a billion Bales in 4. You know, there's only like the very, very dedicated mains that we have in Ultimate. And again, I still think the character's pretty good. But, you know,
I think the character's pretty good myself too. I mean,
yeah, I definitely think she's good, but she's just not like everywhere. Like she's
yeah, she doesn't carry anymore. That's what you're trying to say.
I
You're
mean,
just dancing around it.
I mean, you said it, not me. So
hey, I got no problem saying that. But
you're not wrong.
we're not going to talk about Bayonetta. We're going to get back to this game here. Right now, Mark's doing pretty okay. Got the percentage lead, all things considered. They have to start with 1 stock less. Ooh, this could be big. Oh, not going to get the up tilt.
I'm not sure if he like mashed really fast or if it wasn't necessarily true, but definitely important for Ori not to get up tilt. Oh, beautiful play from Mark. Having the gyro be active at the ledge and just being perfectly ready for that back air to counter a jump or neutral get up B at the exact same time.
Yeah, that was definitely huge. I mean, it was really good mash, like you were talking about. I think just because they got the air dodge like immediately. That's kind of what saved. Oh my!
Okay, Ori.
All right, all right.
I love that. And it was a grim reminder, like, Ness can steal stocks too. It's not just Rob. Ness can snatch a stock real quick too.
Yeah, I know Ness mains generally, they really like to go for that, you know, that forward air or a nair right to off stage. Then they get that magnet, which puts them just far enough for that down air to connect like crazy. So, I mean, hey, great stuff from Ori, but, I mean, he's still kind of down here a little bit. If he could find a way to take this stock, just, you know, get it out of the way, and then potentially take the next 3 and whoever they send in, they'll be putting VGLS into a really, really good spot. But I mean, again, Mark is just, look at, he's just taking his time, man. He's got nowhere to be. He's just, hey, dude, I'm out here playing my game. I'm gonna make you chase me around, and I'm just gonna wait for you to mess up.
Yeah, he really is. And I think Ori is kind of just starting to respect it too. You saw him kind of just wait on that platform a little bit. Just kind of thinking some options out, like what can I really do if Rob is going to keep playing passive, like what can I do about it? I think Ness does have options, but he's just forced to kind of, it just forces him to keep chasing. He doesn't really have very many long range options to deal with it. So I think this playstyle is definitely going to remain in Mark's favor because Ness himself can't do that.
Right. Oh, wasn't able to convert too much more outside of that, but that could have been a huge opening. But a huge opening for Mark here, potentially taking the stock. The back air not going to be enough. Oh, okay. Gonna be able to make it back to stage. Good stuff.
Of course, Ness, one of the bigger air dodges in the game, gonna be able to make it back. I almost thought Mark was just gonna go for the YOLO side B right there. A lot of strong options to cover the ledge with Rob, but Ori's still in this. Only 46% on Mark though. He's gonna have to figure out a way to maybe at least get one more stock on his way out and kind of keep the deficit to be just those 2 stocks.
Oh. Okay, that's not going to be a kill, but they were definitely going for the stock right there. Like, they were really, really close to getting it, actually.
I like the pressure from PK Thunder 1, which I think I forgot about. Yeah, you know what? If Rob wants to play that passively, then PK Thunder 1 can be a festering tool, but another back air coming from Mark is going to just cement that lead even further for Grunted Renegades. Great stuff.
Yeah. Getting a couple up tilts in there too, raising the roof, kind of it was like definitely a celebration. I mean, it was a taunt that's not a taunt, that's for sure.
Right, right. He's like, woo, you know.
Is raising the roof even a thing anymore? Like, if I was to say that, would anybody born after 2000 even know what I'm talking about?
I am both old and black enough to know what you meant, but I think in the TikTok generation, they're not gonna know what that is.
Oh my god, dude, that one hurts. I felt like that was something that would just honestly live forever. That's crazy.
It was a thing, and then we got. I won't get into the whole thing, but yeah, raising the roof was a thing.
I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back.
Bring it back. Why not? Get it. I support raising the roof. It's gonna look if you raise a roof by 15-year-olds, they're gonna be like, what is wrong with this person? Somebody call the cops.
They're like, whoa, no, they're gonna say, whoa, what TikTok did that come from?
Right, who did that? Right. Addison Ray do that. All right. Is Ori taking all 3 here? Because it's really looking like Mark, is he gonna take all 3? Because he's in a pretty good position. Stocks are even.
And hey, listen, they're looking for that up smash. I mean, the roof is on fire if they hit it. I mean,
it is. Oh no! Another get up into the gyro. And okay, not gonna kill, but a terrible situation to be in. Again, forced to deal with his gyro. He actually got up into it again, but it fell off, so he was able to come back to stage.
That's it.
Oh, man. Mark is putting in work today.
Hey, man, we talked about it earlier. Playing lane is actually, like, respected in group battles because, like, you're trying to get your team to win. It's not about you winning. It's about your team winning. So, yeah. I mean, all respect to Mark just playing their game. But they will take the whole clock out if they can just take every stock, which going to take all 3 right there. So that's what, 5 stocks from Mark so far?
Yeah, Mark is taking 5. And, oh, God, that was nice, though. That was nice. Because that was a position where, like, you know, Mark took the first stock. He's chilling. He's at very low percents. And Ori's just like, nah, dude, you don't get to relax. Like, I'm chasing you down, bro. But, yeah, I could easily see Mark taking, like, 1 more stock on his way out, too. And the way this is going, he might end up being the MVP just on just sheer number of stocks taken. Because it's looking really, really good for Renegade right now.
Yeah, Grunted Renegade is that was a really nice stock there. I mean, I know I've seen that like time and time again, but you know what? There's just some combos. Even if you see them 100 times, they still look nice.
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. Especially when you're like taking a stock back at 50 in a crew battle, like you gotta get hyped for it.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see who they're gonna be sending in next year. But they just got to take 1 stock off Mark. But you know whoever they send in, Mark's going to shoot lasers and gyros like 50 times before they throw like 1 nair or a jab. They're just going to be like, hey, dude, you're going to take at least 50%. I'm not going to engage.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's interesting, too, because there's so many Robs that'll just like pedal to the metal, go in and try to get like, you know, gyro recatch combos into rotor and just like snatch stocks. Mark is like, no, I'm going to play very passively until you get frustrated.
Exactly.
And it's working very well. It's working really well.
Yeah, man. Well, it looks like we're getting our next player in here right away. Fermata. I don't know who Fermata is or who they play, but
let's ask the internet.
Oh, hey, you know what?
Fermata.
I forgot that we had this whole PG stats thing and Smash data.
Fermata plays Kirby. And what's cute about the Smash data thing is when you see the Kirby, all his Kirby icons, they're all Kirby, but it's just him with like every different Kirby hat for some reason.
Oh yeah. So when I type in Fermata here, I'm seeing Robin.
Did I spell Fermata?
So I think it might be.
Maybe there's more than one Fermata.
There could be more than one Fermata. Well, yeah, I'm seeing Robin here with a hero secondary, it seems like. Do they? Actually, I'm looking at their screen about who they played. They have not played Kirby at all, so yeah, I think you definitely got the wrong.
I guess it's another Fermata.
Hey, man.
Pardon me.
Hey, it happens, man. You know, but I was definitely wondering what's Fermata with you. You know,
Fermata with you.
Am I looking at the wrong thing?
Hey. Oh, hey.
Hey, what's the matter with you?
Hey, what's the matter with you?
You're definitely moving your hands when you say that, aren't you?
Of course. It would be a disservice not to.
Exactly.
Right, so Fermata is gonna come in here with Robin. Another very explosive character in these local sets. PS2 is a good stage for them too, just because like Arcfire ladders are very, very prevalent with the platform layout here. And Fermata is playing a character that actually can contest Rob midair. That can take stocks early.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough.
You know, maybe the SD King is just like a psychological thing that makes his opponents SD. I'm not 100% sure.
Maybe. I mean, we have not seen an SD from Mark yet. I mean, also because like Mark's like not even really playing the game. They're just kind of like dancing around and okay, hey, you're gonna hit me with a move. I'll just back off and shoot projectiles for the next 2 minutes.
I think it's hard to SD with Rob because that means you have 2 minutes to think about it.
I mean, if you SD with Rob, it's most likely just because you're running out of gas or I don't know. I don't think there's a way to really SD with Rob. I don't think it's possible.
You gotta want it. Like that's how I feel about that.
You have to try.
You gotta want it. Well, yeah, unfortunate from Fermata. You know, you hate to see it, but still not a terrible position. I think he can take this stock before, you know, he can maybe stop the bleeding here a little bit if he's careful. Oh, but Mark is starting to actually play a little bit. At 95?
I think that might have been bad DI. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. I still remember when Robs were starting to become like a really big issue offline, and the biggest joke was just how do you GI Rob up there? No, oh my God.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
Hey, listen. We did talk about it earlier. All right, MetaView is one of the partners. They are making a playlist for this, and I'm telling you straight up, that's going on that playlist there. That's going on that MetaView app. Let me tell you.
Oh, what a God. Press F. Like that sucks. You know, he's trying to get a shield out, ends up buffering an air dodge below the ledge, died very early to that up air.
Listen, man, I'm not wasting my Fs on that. That was just bad, dude. Oh, that's rough, man. Fermata was starting off pretty good too, and I think, oh, dude, I think it's just as soon as they got that SD, I don't know, maybe their mentality just started struggling a little bit. It was just bad news.
I mean, the third stock, that's just some Rob business for sure. Like he do be doing that, but the first two just, oh, you hate to see it. I definitely don't think, that definitely wasn't good DI on that up air. Again, it's hard to have good DI on that up air. My rule of thumb that I've been told is to just kind of like DI towards Rob's butt, and I don't think it always works, but like 7 out of 10 times it seems to kind of work. I don't know, it's really tricky. It's just a bizarre move to have to DI, and it's so prevalent too. But man, good stuff to Mark the SD King. Mark mathematically has to be the MVP at this point.
Yeah, so, that's what, 8 stocks now?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
So,
Mark killing it.
Mark is...
The worst part about it is that, like, the entire time, like, Mark's been taunting in between stocks. Like, so not only is, like, you know, the SD was probably a little bit damaging, but after the SD, Mark did a taunt right after that. And it just, that doesn't feel good, man. And then, like, your team's got to be watching that, like, this is rough. He's killing us. Everybody's morale starts to drop a little bit. This is definitely a tough spot to be in. They got 2 players left. 2 players. Grunted Renegades has 5 players. Granted, the one in right now has 1 stock left, but I don't know who VGLS has that can make a run like this. But the problem is that even if you find a way to take this Rob out and someone can start making a run, there's so many names on Grunted to just be like, hey, slow down, man. We had a lead for a reason.
Right. Let me tell you my secret to being in a crew battle personally. If I'm in a crew battle, I pick a team that's so strong, I never have to play. That is the goal of any crew battle that I am a part of. I want the people I have to be so good that as anchored, I never have to touch sticks. It seems like Running Renegades is taking that strategy very far because, like, this Mark is killing it. 8 stocks, that's pretty good. I mean, Pokelam 12 might be the record. Like, that is absurd to me to take 12 stocks in a crew battle. That's just wild. But yeah, 8 stocks from Mark, and again, Rob, fantastic character to take 1 more on the way out, which is what I said in the last match. I didn't think he'd take 3. But this is looking really rough for VGLS, and I don't want to count anybody out or anything. It's just I don't know what you do. He has to. The next player has to take the first stock and has to absolutely dumpster the next player to just stay competitive for this group out. It's not impossible. Maybe VGLS has like a crazy anchor that we don't know. Maybe somebody has like a tag that we're not familiar with and we'll get surprised. I don't know. It's not impossible, but that is a big mountain. Joker's a great character for this stuff. Let's see how this goes.
Oh wait, is this the Akechi? Oh, this is Twilight Thief. Okay. Akechi is I think is actually I think they're a Steve player, but it is what it is. Twilight Thief going to be coming in here playing Joker, like you mentioned. Joker, pretty good, you know. The Arsene is intended to be a comeback mechanic, but it is 100% a snowball mechanic.
Absolutely. I also think it's prevalent that Joker side B is going to actually mess with a lot of Mark's like game plan. Like he wants to run away and take his time, but if he's getting tagged by those, like he's eating a lot of damage from playing fast. So theoretically. However, what I've been saying theoretically and what's been happening have not been matching up because Mark has been.
Oh God.
Ooh. I don't know if Mark could play better. That's the only way I can put it.
Oh, that's it. Oh, I thought that was gonna be a stock. Oh, jeez. Yo, Mark definitely got Twilight Thief skating right now, man. They are nervous.
Absolutely. Twilight Leaf throwing out a lot of these arson back airs, which is exactly what you should do in this situation. Because at these low percents, you can definitely start, you know, well, you can definitely take that first stock. But it looks like Mark is going to get another one. No! Twilight Thief just narrowly escaping that up there, giving him one last chance to take this stock and try to put a little bit of a band-aid on this wound. But, man, Mark is good. I don't know what to say.
That's it. Oh, that's rough. There comes the taunt. Yep. Trying to do some of that little mental damage right there. Trying to be able to take one more. That would put him at 10 stocks total.
Honestly, if someone was taking 9 stocks in the crew battle, I'd be sadder if they didn't taunt. Because that means they're bored of doing it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you got to at least feel yourself. Is this another? Oh, no. Okay. All right. Now, fun fact, when you jab lock somebody and push them off, you can guarantee a footstool. It actually is true. I don't think footstool is like a strong top thing, but Mark definitely had a plan. Sure.
I mean, either way, it's not. Oh, okay, there it is. Is that going to do it? That will do it. Oh, that was a little nerve-wracking. I mean, even though they weren't able to take 10 stocks, you know, getting into double digits, they essentially eliminated 3 of your players. Like
what? What a sentence. Even though they weren't able to take 10. like 9 is a lot. Wow.
Oh, wow, dude. Twilight Thief doing some stuff in the crew battle chat. They took that game and they immediately posted a Joker gif into the chat and then said GG's. Like, you are playing a different game now.
Right, yeah. It's just like, yeah, I'm not even, you know, not phased. We didn't need 9 of those stocks. Like,
damn. I don't know, man. You lost a stock on that anyway. Like, I don't know if I'd even post that. I would just say GG's and here are my bans. Like,
I would post like that. I'd probably post that picture of Selena Gomez. She's like smiling and crying at the same time. Like, I did it. Like, it's just rough.
Oh, man, well, 9 stocks. That's crazy.
Man.
Oh. And okay, so here's the thing, right? They finally got Mark off the table. Right, you're down to 2 players left. One of them is at 2 stocks. You've got 4 fresh players to go through for Grunted Renegades, man. This team.
And you named at least 6 powerful players on that list of the 4 that are left. You named at least 6 people that could do what Mark did.
It's gross, man. Right, like I talked about earlier, Pokelam, one of the crews that me and Last did commentary for. He took 12 stocks. Why? Because he could.
in here too.
Dialga, yeah, Mighty Dialga, Frog, so that's 2 really good Bayonettas alone.
Base Mage. You know what? Crew battles are an underdog sport. I always see the underdogs like surprise me in a crew battle. Shout outs to, what was it? I think it was a big house. I think, I could be wrong. No, it had to be a big house. It was major. But this is back in Smash 4. But, like, we saw Team Midwest get all the way to grand finals and crew battles and lose about 1 stock to Team Japan. But nobody had, you know, Team Midwest going that far. I mean, there's just so many things that can surprise you in a crew battle. I'm just going to be really optimistic for VGLS and just see what they've got. But, yeah, I wouldn't fight this team. You said this is the 2 best crews together?
Two of the best crews. I don't think either of them won the most recent cruise playoffs because they do like a whole season pretty much, and then they do some weird placement thing or whatever. I don't know. That's Saturday, Sunday is the finals. Who's in the finals? Okay. Is it? So Grunted Renegades is going to be there. I don't know who they're going against. Is Icon? Oh, gotcha. Oh wait, are you talking about for this league or are you talking about for Smash Crew server? Oh, I'm talking about the Smash Crew server. Yeah, I think they just wrapped it up not too long ago. Like they're getting into their next season or whatever. But yeah, Grunted's probably gonna be in the finals for sure. Why are we doing Saturday, Sunday? Like why is that a thing?
Oh, you got weekend plans? Oh, you got plans on the weekend?
I mean, I got planned. I mean, I'm not going to be here. They got different commentators, man. They got different commentators for the finals. They got some great commentary. So, I mean, yeah, you got to worry about that.
No, never.
But I mean, yeah, I do have something this Saturday. I got to go watch Godzilla vs King Kong, man. I haven't seen that movie yet. And I'm a big Godzilla fan.
I might watch it. I might check it out. Of course, within minutes, somebody on Facebook spoiled some stuff. Was like, I didn't ask for that. Oh wow, you were serious.
Oh yeah, I got this tattooed in Misawa.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I was in Japan for a little bit, and I was like, hey, I'm getting a tattoo while I'm here.
All right, which you absolutely should. I would do that too. You know, for sure.
Yep. So remember the guy I talked to. His tattoo name, I guess, is Lucky. He's a super cool dude. And like I know, like all the time, like when you get like Japanese or whatever tattooed on you, like, did you make sure you got it right? I'm like, dude, all I have to do is type in Godzilla Japanese poster. And there you go. Like
that's true. Yeah. All right. All right. So you are clearly
as
Team Godzilla as you can be.
Because I even when I went in, I said, hey, I'm here to get my tattoo. He said, okay, Gojira. I'm like, hell yeah, I know what I'm getting.
It's a sweet tattoo. That's your only tattoo?
It's my only tattoo. I would get another one. It's just, you know, I was in Japan, and I said I gotta do something, you know, just kind of remember my time here. Yeah,
for sure.
It was a good time. It was a good time. I'll get another one at some point. I don't know what I want, but at some point. But what I do want is some more ultimate action. We're going right back into Town and City. So what's interesting about this is, right, you know how we brought up how Twilight Thief posted that Joker gif and then said GG's at the end? Well, ZSOS? I'm going to say ZSauce. ZSauce actually replied to him and said, nice fight, and then posted a hero gif. So there's definitely a battle of the gifs and anime characters going on here.
Oh, the dedication for sure. Now, hero, of course, hot button topic. Just generally by existing. But did you happen to catch any of that Japanese hero that was putting in?
Oh my God! What was his name? Akikechi?
Yeah.
Hey,
Look,
I think that's his name. That dude was insane.
Oh yeah, like my own biases around the character completely aside, like, that dude was crazy good at the game. He was pushing T to the limit. He was getting insane stuff. But anyway, enough about that. So far, so good. Both stocks pretty much even in percent. Nothing super crazy has happened. I don't think Twilight Thief got too much out of having Arson there, which is really good for ZSauce. Great coverage for episodes. I think a lot of people, like, when you think about Hero, you're like, oh, he's got these crazy spells and, you know, whatever. But some of his, like, just base model tools are really scary. His neutral beat is really good. And people don't talk about it.
Wrong, yeah. I mean, not even just that, but his side B, like the level 2 side B, that thing is absolutely insane. It reaches so far, it can kill, it puts like 20% on you. It's a tough move.
Yeah, I'm like shocked that the one that almost hit him missed. I'm shocked. It has a crazy good hitbox. Also, it's upbeat, really good. Like,
yeah, upbeat is really good. I saw this this tech that someone was utilizing the other day with Hero. Is you do the there we go, that forward, they're gonna be able to take out that second stock from Twilight Thief. But basically, when your opponent's recovering low, you know how you do the full charge to get both of the tornadoes and stuff like that?
Yep.
So you get them caught up in that, you grab the ledge, you drop off ledge immediately and do one more, just a soft one, like the level 1, and it actually cancels out the old whoosh, and your opponent never really expects it, so they could just fall to their death.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Twitter. I'm like, no one is ever going to be ready for that because like Hero's in control when he does it. You're thinking you need to tech at some point. There's a million hits. You don't even know when you should tech. Oh, great read from Twilight Thief. Okay, definitely keeping himself in here.
Yep,
got a lot of arson meter.
And this is kind of where things start to become a bit of a problem. So ZSauce has to make sure that they kind of, you know, end these stocks, because the longer this game goes, the longer that Twilight Thief lives, the better chance they have to, you know, keep living here, take your next 2 stocks, because Arsene, man, that is a different beast.
Oh, for sure. It was very, very smart of ZSauce to fish for that bounce immediately, just because, like, Arsen's side B is such a powerful neutral. Oh my God, there it is. I'm just gonna say this real quick. Hero players, why are you not using that neutral B like ZSauce just did? It's so good. It's so strong.
One of the hero players I've been watching a lot lately, and for good reason, Beast Mode Paul. Last night did commentary for the Smash GG ladder not too long ago. That dude uses neutral B like for some crazy combos. We saw an insane 0 to death on Town and City, and he utilizes that move well. And even then, like, not even if he doesn't use it, just having it charged. If you've been able to take like the first stock with that move, and then you just charge it like the rest of the game, just hold on to it, your opponent's immediately like, okay, I have to be careful because I don't want to get comboed into this. I don't want to die to this. It just becomes like a like constant reminder that death is just around the corner for you.
Like, I think the first hero tech that we saw was Gimmer showed that thing where you can get ledge trump from whoosh and like combo straight into neutral B, and it was just like deleting people to like 5. Like, out of all the charge shots in the game, that is the strongest for sure. It is a crazy burst option to throw out in neutral if you're like kind of boxing a little bit. Like, I know it takes a lot of meter, but it's worth it just to keep it in the tuck, like you were saying. Like, you don't necessarily have to rely on being like, oh, cool, I got Psych Up, let me try this, or oh, I got Magic Burst or Thwack or whatever. Like, obviously, you always want to have those tools revolving around you, but Neutral B is a consistent, very, very, very powerful tool that I just want to see more hero players like utilizing, like we just saw. Like that,
exactly.
That is prime gameplay for that character.
For sure. Yeah, man. Zsauce definitely doing a fantastic job, able to get rid of those last 2 stocks. We got VGLS, man. I mean, look, I don't mean to be rude. This is a wrap. This is a wrap, man. VGLS got 3 stocks. Look, if they make the biggest comeback, whoever they send in, if they make this comeback somehow, I mean, I'll give him $100.
I'll double it. I'll give him $100 too. If you take 11 stocks from Grunted Renegades by yourself, you will win $200.
You win I mean, hey, I mean, real stuff, man. It is rough, man. Cause like,
I just got paid. I don't care. I'll Venmo you. Give me your Venmo. If you win this, you earn $200. I will pay you.
look what last said though. Look at the screen.
Oh Lord, let me see.
It's right on the VMix. He changed the recruit name.
Oh, fighting for $200. Yes, $200 if you can do this.
Oh,
happily,
man.
I'd love to give this to you, and I'm not even gonna be biased. I'm super rooting for you though. Like I
yeah, for sure.
Fan. This would be an upset in the zeitgeist of Smash history if you did this.
No, for sure, man. I mean, you always want to root for the underdog. It's just how it is. Like, yeah, I mean, even if I was a part of like Grunted Renegades and I just want to like smash other teams and stuff like that, like, if this guy makes this run, you can't sit there and be like, wow, that was amazing. You can't be there and not feel that. Like,
Exactly. Damn, he's kicking our ass. Like,
yeah, we gotta get him on Grunted Renegades.
Like, yeah, exactly. He's like, hey man, just send him like that Sakurai letter. Like, you're invited, bro.
Oh man, seriously. But hey, here we go. Final player, Rame. They gotta take 2 stocks off of this hero here using Pokemon Trainer. Pokemon Trainer's a fantastic character. You basically got 3 characters you're playing around with, can adapt to situations as needed. But boy, this is gonna be tough.
Easily one of the most versatile characters in the cast, for sure. And also had some really great Japanese rep from that same tournament about a week ago.
It's Atelier, but it's pronounced like Atier or something like that. Less Attore. There we go. I knew last. No! And they're at 0%. They got a couple of heals in.
Man. Yeah, Snooze is insane. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, you just rushing down with the menu. It's like, yeah, but Snooze comes out frame 6. So Snooze is a frame 6 projectile that is enormous. Catches you midair, leads to free stocks all the time. It's just such a good move.
Yeah, like it just needs to clip your hurt box. That's it. And it just leaves you wide open.
And I don't really think it's too laggy for Hero to throw it out himself. Like, it comes out fast, and I don't think he's like, I think he's pretty free to like move around it. This is really good. But yeah, so first stock gonna go to Zsauce. Rame with the last 2 stocks of VGLS. Oh, but that back air is a nice way to stay in that game. Okay, good stuff from Rame right there.
Uh-oh. All right, I mean, we're bringing out Ivysaur here. 40%, man. That fireball can do a lot of stuff.
It will kill right now. Oh, there's a lot of that. Oh, no! Rame, wait, remember, $200. You only gotta take 10 more stocks. That's it. That's not that bad. You get a dare?
10 stocks? 10 stocks to 1 stock, though? Come on, man. Like, $200. So I hear $200, $400.
Oop, that's a $200 combo right there if I've ever seen one.
Oh! No!
Wow, insane. I can't believe you survived.
Yeah, no, seriously, because especially like with the way that spikes work in this game, it just like I think it raises the bottom blast zone a little bit.
Exactly. Either that, or maybe something to do with the camera. I can't remember, but most people would have died just from the knockback, let alone wouldn't have been able to recover from that.
Exactly.
Double dare. Okay, good awareness by Rame, not getting caught up by that neutral B. Can he catch the zoom? A little bit too early. That was so predictable. He did guess right. You're right. Hey!
When all outs fails, Flare Blitz. That's exactly the option I expect for any Desperate Charizard to be thrown out. And you know what? It worked this time. So great stuff.
All right. I think Rame can do it.
Oh, man.
I don't know what. I think he can do it. But yeah, I mean, he definitely played it very well. Zizos was able to take 2 of those stocks, though, and that's really, really big for Renegades. I mean, they already had such a big lead, but that makes it even harder to come in there with like 1 stock against 3 whole players. It's just such a tough situation. But Rame played it really well. Like that double dare was like a wild play, and it's still really shocking to me that Zizos was able to live it. There's the Flare Blitz, though. It always looks like Hero is T-posing when he dies midair. Am I off? Like, it always like I noticed it when he first dropped.
Okay.
It always looks like he T-poses, and I was like, maybe this is like an early patch glitch, but there's been like 4 or 5 patches since, and nothing has happened.
All right, we got it coming up. Not right here.
Magician Silva in the chat says Snooze is the hero's best move for a reason. That Snooze is an incredibly, unbelievably good move, and I don't even know if I agree with that. And it is an insanely good move. Okay, watch. Look at that. Look at that. T-pose.
Yeah, he kind of does.
I think his hand is turned different. That's the only thing that's different from like a straight up T-pose.
He's just accepting it, man. He's like, Jesus, take the wheel, man. I'm done. Oh wow. Yeah, that was pretty insane. That was insane.
Yeah, it definitely was. But yeah, they're talking in the chat about if they think Snooze is Hero's best move. I think that's a very, very strong contender. I think I'm gonna put my money on Kaboom. I think Kaboom is outrageously good. Let's see here. Debatably Magic Burst, but I don't think Magic Burst is better than Kaboom or Snooze actually, which is kind of a hot take, but only because those moves don't have like a downside to them. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Magic Burst.
I'm looking
very much
for the hitbox on Snooze. Like I'm trying to look for that right now.
Bro, it's so big. He throws a DDD at you that makes you go to bed. Like it's
pretty much.
It's huge.
I can't find the actual hitbox for it anymore. I've looked at a couple websites already and everything, but whatever.
Really?
I know it's big because there's times I'm like, yeah, I got around that, and then I just land, die.
Oh, yeah, it's insane.
Yeah,
and another thing that's important is that it's not like he summons it away from him and then it starts going out. Like from the frame that it is activated, it starts where he is. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm in his face, maybe I can catch him before this comes out. Like, because it starts in his body and then shoots out, like it just catches a whole bunch of stuff there too.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a tough move. It's definitely a very good move. I don't know if I'd say if it's his best move, but it's definitely it's up there. It's up there. I'm a big fan on the side B2. That move is way too ridiculous, and it's more consistent. That's the only reason why I would say it's better. Like you're not constantly going through. Like if you can land Snooze consistently, like it's constantly popping up for you. Sure, maybe that argument's there, but I think side B2 is a much bigger deal.
It's wild that he has like 38 moves and 12 of them could reasonably be argued for his best move.
Yeah, man, but it's insane.
Because at first, I'm not gonna get into the whole ban argument. I have my opinions, I'm gonna save them. But when people are like, oh, it's just RNG, you know, he's not always gonna have something. I'm like, yeah, but he always has like side B. Like, you can space with that all day. Like, he just quarter of the screen just gone. Like, he's really good. And side B3 if you got like a crazy read, but you know, that's all.
Right. Yeah, that's a crazy read. And the thing is, if it hits, even at like 20%, like you're pretty much dead at that point. That's
what T died to. T was at like 25. Had his shield broken from Psych Up back air, and then just got side beat off the platform and just hard died over it.
Yep.
Wait, Skip, do you main Wario?
What was that?
I never asked you who you play. Do you main Wario?
No. I just bought the Wario hat because I like it, but also the W stands for wonderful because I used to be Wonderful Skip.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't think you main Wario, but I'm like, okay. Weird time to start now.
I'm a big ol' instant main.
Oh, it's Dialga.
Going Ike.
Dialga. They sure are good. That's gonna be my commentary intro for that.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
They sure are good.
They sure are.
Right.
But gonna be interesting to see how the Ike's playing. I don't know if this is a character they've been picking up lately. I don't know if they're just playing it for this because they're trying to have a little bit of fun. I mean, but you know what? You got 9 stocks. Have some fun.
I definitely think Squirtle's going to be very tough to deal with the neutral for Ike. Like, obviously, you know, bear to bear, all the strings I think are going to be the same. But Squirtle's is very, very evasive, and he can rack on a lot of damage. I think Flood potentially could create a lot of off-stage pressure. Oh, that Rami might not have to have, but he's kind of just switching around.
Oh, wow. This is rough. You know what? I would have actually liked to see how did they all go? Just kind of. Okay. I would like to see them go off stage and go for that suicide Aether, just to you know, create a whole hitbox. Cause I don't know if Charizard or anybody could really make it back from it, especially being at 117. You're pretty much dead.
That's gonna do it. All right. Well, it has been decided. Grunted Renegades, they are the winners of this crew battle. Again, very well played from VGLS, but Mark the SD King just was a super MVP and just did like half the battle by himself. That's just one of those things where no matter how strong your team is or who you have as your anchors, you just can't really come back from it, you know? Like
SD must be for like strong dude, you know, instead of instead of son
Mark
of death.
the strong
You know?
dude king. That's a triple masculine name right there.
The strong dude king. That's a really good tag. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mark the strong dude king. That sounds like an Adventure Time character.
Kind of, yeah, it really does. Oh,
yeah. So that's gonna do it. Great games for both sides for sure. VGLS absolutely fought their hardest, but Grunted Renegades, that's just a pretty stacked squad, man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's tough.